going on, Jerome's? So something I've been trying to get off my chest for a while now. So it seems like every single year, whenever the schedule comes out, everyone and their mom is just like, it's the toughest schedule in the history of schedules. Right? And all the prognosticators, all the analysts, all the haters and losers say the Vikings have a bottom five schedule in terms of over-under percentage projection heading into the season. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because it's the National Football League, brother. There's only a fistful of teams that are ass. Thank you, every single year. And teams can rise, teams can fall, and you really don't know what your schedule is going to end up being until you get into the season. Right? So, on paper, on purpose, it really is a Rorschach test. You could see it as the most difficult schedule of all time, but guess what? It's difficult for the other team because they got to play the Vikings. Woo! That's right, man. And yeah, everyone makes a big deal about, they're playing a first-place schedule. Oh, this, oh, that. Now, to a degree, there is something to that because since moving to the 17-game schedule, only 3 games of that schedule are determined by your division finish. But that is 3 games, right? So, the Patriots for all those years with Jordan's boyfriend, whatever her last name is, Jordan whatever, but with Belichick, as well as with Gisele's ex-husband, I mean, they had to play a first-place schedule over and over and over again. Now, they played in the AFC East, which was no bueno at the time, but divisions also rise and fall together too. The Chiefs, during their run, which kind of seems over, they've been constantly playing a first-place schedule as well. But as we said, only 3 games are determined by your division finish. 2 in conference with the divisions that aren't part of the rotation, and then 1 from the other conference. And the rest of your schedule really is luck of the draw, right? So you play your 6 games in division, obviously, but then it goes down to divisional rotation. And the Vikings this year, they play the NFC East and the AFC North. And then it just alternates between home and away, depending on what time you're playing them, right? So it just cycles through, right? And last year, it was the NFC West and the AFC South. Now, the AFC South was bad. Let's be honest here. And the fact that the Vikings, the Packers, and the Lions were 12-0 against them, sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. But guess what? The enemy gets a vote too, and just because they had a down season doesn't mean that they can't beat you on a random Sunday. Any given Sunday, man, right? And in terms of schedule rotation, again, this year, NFC East, AFC North. Next year, NFC South, and the AFC East, and then 2027 NFC West and AFC West. All right, so it just syncs up, right? Actually, that one could be bad because all the road trips out west, but doesn't matter. You play who you play, and you don't complain, right? And as we said, teams can rise and fall. You never know who's going to be good in a given year. Teams could rise up, surprise a lot of people. Hey, remember, people thought that the Vikings were going to be ass, over under 6.5 wins. The Vikings doubled that up and change, huh? Who saw that happening, right? Or teams that everyone and their mom think are going to be good, maybe they underperform. Maybe there's an injury. Maybe there's mitigating circumstances, and then guess what? That team is ass, thank you. And all of a sudden, a game that you're dreading on the schedule becomes easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? That certainly happens, right? But, just take it 1 week at a time, and overall, even though we complained about the back-to-back international games, the Vikings, I trust Kevin O'Connell and the logistics team to find a way around it and turn it into a positive. And yeah, it kind of sucks that the first 5 games of the Viking schedule, there's only 1 Sunday noon game because coaches are creatures of habit. I know that Kevin O'Connell is sort of happy-go-lucky and just like, yeah, whatever. But let's be honest, coaches would love if every single one of their 17 games was Sunday at noon. Or Sunday in the late window if you're a West Coast team. Just that consistency. But the Vikings playing Monday night, Sunday noon, woo, and then 2 international games in the early window Central Time. It's like that's probably the most random start to a schedule in NFL history. But guess what? No factor. There's 0 excuses at the Bears, Falcons, Bengals at home, Steelers, Browns, neutral site. There's 0 excuse why the Vikings can't be 5-0 heading into the bye week. And in terms of schedule, there are quirks sometimes, and sometimes they go against you, sometimes they go in your favor, right? And on paper right now, the fact that the Vikings don't have more than 2 home or 2 road games in a row sort of is neutral. But the fact that the Vikings have the bye week before they get the Eagles at home, week 7, that's huge. Rest up, reacclimate from Greenwich Mean Time, get ready for the Super Bowl champs, bring it on. And then week 9 at Detroit, who you think that the Vikings and the Lions would be the top 2 teams in the NFC North, you get a mini bye. Since you're on the West Coast, Thursday Night Football, come back 10 days, rest up, head out to Detroit, whoop somebody's ass. That's what you're going to do. And also, the fact that the Vikings end up at home last 2 games against the Lions and the Packers, you get a mini bye versus Week 18 Green Bay at home, and seemingly you're going to be good to go. But, of course, everything is dependent on, and it goes week to week. And I know as of right now, people see that this as a gauntlet, but is it really? And, again, we pointed this out before. The Bengals, the Eagles, the Ravens, the Commies. 4 of the toughest non-divisional games you all have at home. And they're spaced out pretty evenly on your schedule. So that could be a plus. That might not be a plus. And who knows? Maybe late in the season, what if the Giants turn into a friggin' juggernaut? It's unlikely, but it's non-zero chance, right? All of a sudden, that Week 16 game at the Giants goes from that's a win to, interesting. Or, God forbid, say something happens to Jaden Daniels. And then the Commies are just listless. All of a sudden, one of the toughest games on your schedule turns into a potential cakewalk. All of a sudden, because the Commies without Jaden Daniels are Kent State, right? Or same thing with the Seahawks. Same thing in division. Same thing with the Ravens. Don't know. But either way, don't get bogged down in the schedule is so hard. Because guess what? Basically, every game is hard. It's a National Football League. Even the bad teams have good players. They have good coaches. They got pride. On any given Sunday, if you don't bring it, you're going to get brought. Ooh, that was smooth. Not really, though. Yeah. Anyways, but as we said, the schedule is tough for the opponents, too, because they got to play the Vikings. 1 week at a time, 1 punch at a time, 17-0, wanting some dough, and then go 3-0 in the playoffs. The division, the NFC title game, Super Bowl, 20-0. Let's do that, baby. That's right. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Oh, the schedule is so tough. Whatever. Let us know. Comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull. Production value.